Hello and welcome to Mr. Tompkins Edtech. In today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the new record video feature in PowerPoint that will allow you to take a tired old PowerPoint presentation and turn it into a shiny new video lesson, complete with voiceover and annotations, and that you can upload to your favourite video repository and share with your classes. I'll be showing you how to record your slide narrations captured from your microphone and optionally also your webcam if you want to appear in a little square somewhere down here. Export your presentation complete with audio and video narration as a video file, and how to upload that video to Microsoft Stream, allowing your students to view it securely online. So if you have lots of tired old PowerPoints gathering virtual dust on your computer and you like the idea of repurposing them into shiny new videos that you can use for your remote learning, then keep watching. Now, a shout out to the teachers at the Riverside School for the Deaf in California who contacted me recently looking for an easy way to add themselves into the corner of the screen so they can sign for their students. I'm hoping this video will be of interest to you. Now, there are actually lots of ways that you can add yourself into a presentation like that. I'm using video editing software here to do this very thing in the video. However, video editing software is often expensive and complicated and has a steep learning curve, whereas most teachers are just looking for something quick and simple to use. Step up PowerPoint and its new, easy to use record to video function included in the latest version of PowerPoint. Now, most teachers are very familiar with PowerPoint and will have many presentations that they've made over the years, chock full of learning and insight. Now, if only there was an easy way to share these with their students stuck at home in lockdown. Aha, now there is. Now, some of you might remember that Microsoft brought out an add-in for PowerPoint a few years ago called Microsoft Mix. Microsoft have taken much of the functionality from the old Mix idea and added it into the latest version of PowerPoint. You can now find the new tool in the slideshow ribbon, and it's simply called Record Slideshow. Now, if you're not seeing this new feature here, then you're most likely running an old version of PowerPoint. You'll need to talk to your school technicians about updating to the latest version, or alternatively check out this video where I show you how to install the latest version of Microsoft Office on your home laptop or desktop for free. Now, clicking on this record video button, you're going to be taken to a brand new interface, which is similar in look and feel to the presenter view you now get if you're running a slideshow on your laptop whilst connected to a second screen or projector. There are a few subtle differences though, so let's have a quick look around the screen. Top left, we have some buttons for starting and stopping your recording of the presentation and a playback button so you can check your results of your efforts. Top middle, you've got the notes tool. Now, if you've never used the notes feature in PowerPoint, it's actually very handy. You can add notes to each of your slides and they can be used as a prompt for you, the presenter. They don't appear on the slides themselves, so your audience can't read them, but if you're in presenter mode, they appear here on the right hand side of the screen. So you can add key information that you really don't want to appear on the slide, but you also don't want to forget to talk about in your presentation. Now, in the Record PowerPoint screen, the layout is a little different. Notes are positioned right under where the webcam would be on a laptop, which is a really smart idea, as you're still going to be looking like you're looking at the camera when you're actually reading your notes. So you could actually script what you're going to say and just read it out from here, and the fact that it's up here means that you'll still look like you're making eye contact with your audience, which feels much more engaging than if you're looking down or reading notes on your desk. Top right, you've got some tools for selecting your input sources. So if you have an external webcam or microphone, you can plug it in and choose it here. I've actually bought myself a good quality microphone for recording, and if you start doing this sort of thing a lot, you might want to consider doing this. You'll find a link to the one I'm using in the description below. You've got a slide advance button over here and a go back button on the other side. Bottom right, you've got some buttons for toggling your camera and microphone on and off. And along the bottom, you've got a bunch of annotation tools that will really come into their own if you happen to have a touch screen or even better, a stylus. You'll be able to write additional comments with digital ink on your slides or highlight any keywords or phrases as you progress through your presentation. A bit like you might do on a whiteboard in a classroom. If you're looking to buy a new laptop for schoolwork, then I do highly recommend you going for something with a similar form factor to the Surface Pro or a 2-in-1 laptop where the screen folds all the way around into tablet mode. These sort of devices support digital ink, and the writing feature is so handy for teachers for making these sorts of video resources. Plus you can use them for note-taking and creating resources in OneNote or even digital marking in Teams. I've got a few different models that I'd recommend at different price points in my influencer shop on Amazon, so feel free to check those out if you're in the market for a new device. Anyway, back to PowerPoint. We've gone through all the tools. Let's try to record a presentation. Just press record, you'll get a 3-second countdown and then you're live. Notice the record button is changed to a pause button, so you can stop and start your recording if you wish. Bottom left you have a timer showing how much time you've recorded on this slide and the total time for all recordings on all slides. Now the way it works is that you record each slide separately, so you don't have to do the whole thing in one take. So record the first slide, you can then play it back to see if you're happy with the results, and if you're happy you can proceed to the next slide, otherwise you can simply re-record this slide. Pressing record again will lose your previous recording and simply replace it with the new one. We now need to get PowerPoint to make the video for us. So let's go to File, Export and pick Create a Video. In the top box you can choose the quality of your output video. Now quality can have a dramatic effect on file size, so you might want to consider what you're actually going to use the video for and where you're going to stream it from. Now it defaults to HD or 1080p, which is pretty much the standard quality these days, and this will work great on streaming services like YouTube or Microsoft Stream. Now if you're just embedding them in a web page or thinking about sending the clips via email, then you could reduce the quality and make the file size more manageable, but the picture quality will go down with it and you might start seeing some blurriness in your presentation, making some of the smaller text harder to read. You can actually up the quality considerably also to 4K, which is like the new HD standard, but this is still way beyond what all but the fanciest displays can actually cope with. I'm going to be uploading this to Microsoft Stream, so I'm going to stick with 1080p. Make sure you've got the Use Recorded Timings and Narration selected, otherwise your recordings will get left out of the video. The final option is for seconds spent on each slide. Now the length of your narrated slides are going to override this setting, so if you've whittled on for 5 minutes on one slide, then that's what will be added into the video. What this setting is actually for is for slides where you haven't recorded anything. So if you've got a section of your presentation where you just want to show a series of slides without any comment from you, then you don't need to go into each slide and record 10 seconds of silence. You can just set the amount of time to linger on each slide before moving on to the next one here. And that's it. Tap Create Video, give it a name and where to save it to, and then your computer will now go ahead and render the video. Now how long this takes will depend on the length of your PowerPoint, the video quality that you chose and the oomph of your processor. But expect it to take about as long as the actual length of the video is. You can see the progress bar at the bottom of the screen here. It's not going to do or say anything when it's finished. This bar is just going to fill up and eventually disappear. So after it's gone, it's ready and you can go and view your video. Okay, it's done. So this is what your completed video is going to look like. Notice that your webcam image is pasted into the bottom right hand corner of each slide. Currently there's no means of changing this to a different corner or increase or decrease the size in the record video window, but you can edit this on the actual slide after you finish recording. In the meantime, you might just want to go through your PowerPoint beforehand and move anything important away from this bottom right hand corner so it doesn't end up getting obscured by your webcam feed when you make the video. So progress through your slides, recording each slide in turn, and you can make annotations as you go. So I might want to make that a little smiley face. I might want to highlight some keywords. Duplicate slide. Okay, so yeah, really easy to do. To the end of your slideshow, simply quit the slide recorder view and come back to PowerPoint. Okay, it's now done. What are you going to do with your video? Now personally, I don't recommend embedding it as a file somewhere for your students to download or sending it via email, as doing it this way means the viewer first needs to download the entire file before they can start playing it. There are some issues with this. Lots of email systems won't actually allow you to attach large files, and this will be a very large file. Also, the viewer will need to have enough space on their own system to download and store the file before it can be played. And many of your students will want to view this on a mobile device with limited resources. Much better to use a streaming service where the viewer watches the video as it downloads. Think about how YouTube works, where the video starts almost instantaneously. Your device is just grabbing enough of the file to start playing it, and whilst you're watching, your device is continuing to download the file in the background and will play that as it downloads. So if your download speed drops, so the video is playing faster than you can actually download the file, YouTube will simply drop to a lower quality so you can continue to watch without the video stopping playing back. Now YouTube is great. You can create an account here and upload your stuff and choose whether you want it to be viewable by the general public, much like you found and just started watching this one, or you can make the video unlisted so YouTube won't show it in searches, but if you share a link with someone, they can follow the link and watch it. But there are no security features, and if your students post a link somewhere else and other people find it and follow it, they will also be able to watch the video, no problem. Alternatively, you can use Microsoft Stream, which is a bit more secure, and which you can think of as your school's own private YouTube. All members of your school have access, and Stream works really well with other parts of Office 365 like Teams and SharePoint. But it's a closed system, so it depends how you feel about your content, whether it's aimed squarely at your students or you have a wider audience in mind. I'm going to just demonstrate here how you can upload your video to Stream. So let's take a look. Now you can get to Stream via the waffle on any Office 365 page, or by typing in microsoftstream.com directly into the address bar. The upload button is up here, so tap on that and either drag your video file into the window or tap browse and go find it. That will kick off the upload process that again may take a while depending on the upload speed and the length of your video. In the meantime, you can set up the video by giving it a title and description. These will be searchable in Stream, so try and include some relevant keywords that your students might type in to find it. Setting the video language is important if you want Stream to automatically transcribe your video. Stream will automatically create subtitles which are also searchable, so you can use these to jump to particular points in the video, which is very handy. Next up is the thumbnail. Stream will offer you a variety of screenshots it's taken from the video. If these are not appearing for you, it might be that the Stream has not quite finished processing your video, so if you come back in a bit, they'll be there. If you don't like any of the suggestions, you can always upload something yourself. The next thing to look at are permissions, and if you're going to use Microsoft Stream, then this is an important thing to get your head around. Now the easiest thing to do is just to tick this box up here, which is going to give everyone in your organization access to the video. Now if you don't want that to happen, you can specify specific groups, channels or people that you do want to be able to access the video. Now this is all linked into Office 365's address book, so if you start typing a few letters of someone's name in here, it's going to quickly find all the matches for you to pick from. If I just want the students from a particular class to be able to see it, then I can just tap in the class code and select it from the drop-down list. If I also want one of my colleagues, I can just do that too. You can keep adding as many different groups and people as you like. Finally, the options section lets you turn on or off free features of Stream for a particular video. People adds a timeline which will show when key characters are on the screen. Really handy for English or film studies, but for my video, I'm just going to turn this off as it's just going to be me throughout the video. Comments allows you to turn on or off the comments section underneath the video. Remember, this is a closed system where students need to sign in with their own account, so you're not going to get the same sort of trash talk that you sometimes find underneath YouTube videos, so it might be quite nice to leave this on. Finally, there's a captions tick box, which you can tick if you want the video to be transcribed. I think this is really useful, so I'm going to tick it. If it's grayed out, it's probably because you forgot to set a video language in the details part up here. Okay, when you're happy with your settings, click Publish and your video will go live. So you should be able to find it easy enough under My Videos or by searching Stream for the video using a related keyword. Clicking the Share button below the video will give you a link that you can copy and paste into an email or share with your group via Teams or your OneNote class notebook or in some other way. I'll be making a more detailed video on Microsoft Stream soon, looking at the transcription feature in more detail, the people timeline, along with ideas around how best to organize your school content using groups and channels. There is also a record screen feature now built into Stream, which will enable you to do a similar sort of picture-in-picture effect. So if you're finding the size and positioning a problem in PowerPoint, or you have resources not made in PowerPoint that you'd also like to create a video from, then keep an eye out for that video. But for today, that's pretty much it. We've seen how to record our narration for each slide, how to export that as a video, and how to upload the video to Microsoft Stream ready for sharing with your groups. I hope you found it useful, and if so, please do give it a like by pressing on the thumbs up below the video. This will really help me out. Also, why not subscribe to my channel so you can find me again next time more easily. If you click on the bell, you'll also get notified when I upload my next video. I'll be uploading more EdTech videos soon, so expect to find many more useful EdTech tips and tricks made from a teacher's perspective who's actually been using this stuff every day in their own classroom. Thanks for watching, keep your hands clean, and I'll see you on the next video.